Moving right along, let's welcome Olivia, who will be giving her speech on education reform.
Meet Jane. Jane has taken many AP courses throughout her high school career, and she's set to graduate somewhere near the top of her class. She's enrolled in a competitive college, and you'd probably call her the ideal student. Now, meet Jack. Jack did not take all the rigorous AP courses that Jane did. Rather, he focused on a few that he found fascinating. While he did not necessarily excel in school, he read the newspaper to keep up with the world, and he enjoyed reading about things that he found interesting. Rather than go to college next year like Jane, Jack's parents have agreed to let him take a gap year to gain experience and perspective before another 4 years of classroom study. But is Jack or is Jane more prepared to face our globalized world? Because we are living in a globalized world. Advances in technology have given us the ability to share information around the globe in real time. No longer are we isolated. Events occurring in Europe or Africa are of global significance. The job market is becoming increasingly international, demonstrating a need to hire students, young adults equipped with knowledge and skills that extends beyond classroom walls. The world is changing, and our schools must change as well. In November, there will be a presidential election. Regardless of whether or not you are eligible to vote, knowledge of these issues at hand is crucial because they will shape our future. However, these issues aren't really discussed among us and hardly ever in our classrooms. I know a freshman in high school who, despite the fact that she's very smart, still does not understand the basic concepts between Democrats and Republicans. This was evident by the fact that she asked me, "Is Trump a Democrat?" This is not uncommon, and it reveals a flaw in our education system. American students are in school, on average, between 6 and 7 hours a day, and during this time, we're confined by a narrow curriculum that places emphasis on the wrong areas. There's a distinct difference between the development of skills and of fact-based knowledge. Students cram and memorize countless facts, but can they actually apply them? Unfortunately, there are factors such as strict AP curricula and state laws that limit teachers' abilities to shape courses in a relevant way. For example, a New Jersey state core curriculum standard dictates that before graduation, a high school student must take 2 years of U.S. history. This requirement is nationalistic and redundant. Unless U.S. history is going to be integrated into other areas and taught in a way that connects it to current events, spending 2 years studying the history of the U.S. alone is not preparing us for a global future. In place of one of these courses, perhaps we should have broader humanities such as international affairs or world history. That would be a staple instead. AP courses are also a part of the problem. These courses are designed with strict curricula, and the teacher has to teach the test. Oftentimes, students are taking these courses just so that they can have another course in their transcript with 2 letters in front of it. There's no reason that students shouldn't be able to take courses that are equally as rigorous without the confining syllabus and the pressurized exam at the end of the year. We must also rethink the way we approach education. Currently, students are often told from the beginning of high school by their parents, teachers, guidance counselors that they must take the most rigorous courses possible to give them the best chance they have of getting into their dream college. This is why students who favor the humanities oftentimes end up taking AP Calculus and AP Physics when 20 years ago that probably would not have been a requirement. High school shouldn't be a game students have to play to get into college. It should be a time to explore ideas and acquire skills and gain knowledge of the world around us. Let's return briefly to Jack and Jane. Jane, despite the fact that she had a resume packed with rigorous courses and high grades, was not as knowledgeable of the world around her when she entered college as was Jack, who had taken a gap year to gain experience and perspective. How then do we take Jack's lessons and experiences and integrate them into our classrooms so that they're available to everyone? Well, our education system must undergo serious reform. And this reform demands the attention of our government, but also of our individual schools. Schools could offer world culture classes and increase the interdisciplinary connections so that perhaps students learn to take the analytical writing skills they've learned in English class and apply them to their lab write-ups in physics, or that the algebra they've been using has its origins in ancient Babylon. If schools allotted just 20 minutes a day to reading and discussing newsworthy events, then students would be able to keep up with current events and become more globally aware. We have so much modern technology, and we should be using it to collaborate with schools abroad, giving us a chance to work across cultures. It is these small changes that will begin to make a difference, at least until larger reform is able to take effect. Most immediately, however, there must be a shift in the way we view education. Currently, we feel as if we need A's and APs. We need high test scores. We need the transcript we all think we need to get into college. But I want an education. I want skills that will apply to the real world. I want knowledge of the world around me, and I want to be able to leave school each day knowing that I'm being prepared for my future in a globalized world. One school at a time, one class at a time, one teacher and one student at a time, our education system must be revitalized from the inside out. And together, we can do this by embracing our global world and by aligning our education with our future. Thank you.